There. Now we're live. We're live. Oh my God. Listen. Welcome everybody. Sorry for the delay. 5 minutes late. That's because I was already doing the show in my head. Can you hear me, Joey? Let me just check. How do I check my mic?
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Right. Let's start again. Right. Welcome everybody. Mick McQuillan. Sorry we're late. Completely my fault. Right. Obviously having some technical issues. Welcome to FHL, Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. And of course, this is episode 75. First things first. So first things first, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, click that notification button. And that way you'll know when Joey and I are on, usually around about the same time, every week. Now, of course, I'm coming to you from the Republic of Ireland and Joey's coming from Australia. So we're all the way around the other side of the world from each other. So we're excited to be here. And you can't hear me now. Have I gone? Is my sound still there? Let me just go to you. Hold on a second. Let me go to YouTube and see if I can hear myself. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah. Yeah, I can. Let me see.
Yeah, so, now I can hear you.
All right. View on Facebook. I just have a look and see if I've got sound. Maybe there's something wrong with one of my connections. Let me see.
But I can see you clearly. I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear myself on. I can hear myself on.
Let me turn on to Facebook.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. Let's carry on and see what happens. So, look, this is personal development with freedom, health, and lifestyle, and of course, what's it all about? Well, it's about looking better, feeling better, moving better, doing better, thinking better. All of the betters, all the betters that you want. I don't know whether it's Joey's microphone or Joey's speakers that are playing up. What's happening? Is that you? That's you playing, Joe. Is that your music? Anyway, listen, Joey, say hello. Yeah, I can hear me.
This is Joey.
I can hear me. I can hear you checking the internet to hear me.
The Facebook now. Okay. Good day, everyone. This is Joey Magaonga here from Sydney, Australia. The time now is around 9 o'clock here now in Australia. This is our episode number 75, and I'm looking forward for a great one tonight. So, Mike, thanks for having me, and looking forward to add value. First thing first.
First things first. So what does that mean, Joe? First things first. I've got like it kind of means taking care of the most important business first, right? The most important tasks before you do anything else. And it's about focusing on what really needs to get done right away and not getting distracted by less important things. So for example, if you're feeling hungry or if you're hungry, maybe you should eat before you worry about cleaning the house, or if you've got work to do, maybe you should get that work done before you go and play a video game, and it's just a simple way to remind yourself to prioritize and handle things in the right order. And it's really no more complicated than that. It is about doing things that need to get done. Like Joey, like you've got plans, you've got goals, right? There's things that you want to do. You carry your goal card around with you, so that to remind you of that you want to get some things done. And of course, like if you don't do those things, you're not moving towards it. Why would you expect something to change, or to get better if you're not prepared to do the work and to do those things that where you have to prioritize to do things in a certain way to get the things that you want, whether it's looking better, moving better, feeling better, doing better, whatever the better it is that you're working on. How do you expect it to change? How do you expect your life to move in a direction that you want it to go in if you're not prepared to prioritize and do the things that you need to get done? So Joey obviously cannot hear me.
And I'm trying to hear you from the Facebook because the Facebook is a little bit lacking from the mainstream. So Yeah. Now I'm just hearing you from the Facebook laughing and talk about you can't hear me.
Are you on your
So
laptop?
I am in my laptop.
Turn your speakers on. Turn your speakers on.
Then my speaker, yeah, my speaker is on. My speaker is on.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, not sure, not sure. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. I've
Yeah,
been able
yeah.
to hear you all the time.
Summary,
Have
what
you-
you just talking about to me, Mike, if you don't mind, if you can repeat the question again.
No, I was saying that to prioritize first things first, to get things done. Like you're a goal setter, you have a plan, and of course, it's easy to get distracted. But if you want to make improvements, whether it's to look better, think better, feel better, move better, do better, whatever better that you're working on, it's important that you work on those things that are going to move you in that direction instead of doing the other things that are just distractions that are going to, maybe just get in the way. How do you keep your focus, Joey?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on, Mike. Could be from my side because sometimes I hear you talking, but it's all of a sudden it's muting.
Mm.
But I can hear our conversation from the background from the Facebook, but it's a little bit lacking. Yeah, first thing first. You know, you know, uh, it's a it's a tough topic for each and every one of us because we try to prioritize what we want to do, especially setting our goals. And I have been advised to in the business world or investing, start with the end in mind. Whatever you want to achieve, start with it, and you work. A lot of people they call it reverse engineer. You work backwards. Just visualize the destination, but you work backward to how you can get there. Maybe you need to choose the vehicle you want to get there. Maybe you choose the people you want to get there, the team, the business partner you want to go together to get there. How you think about the process, but it's all about the goal that you set in the front, and you decided what you're going to do and how you're going to achieve that. And um, when we set something to start with, unfortunately, there will be a challenge. There will be part of our being will try to pull you back to the old ways or the old you instead of you moving forward. And I think we're going back for last week. We talk about forgiving ourselves and forgiving the past, mistake that you already made. And just keep focusing on what do you need to do first to get you into this next step. And I think every journey is a step, from one rocks to another rocks to another rocks, or from one place to another place to another place. um, if you keep persist and keep going, unfortunately you will get there, but it might take time, it might take effort, it might take energy, it might take a lot of you need people to go with you to help you along in on journey. You might need a team. You and I understand that from the perspective of the business that we are on and the professional that we are, love and encourage to inspire to work on it. We might need to have people with us to give us a helping hand when we feeling down, or when we are struggle to have the motivation to move forward. So first thing first is it's all about prioritize, what is important. And sometimes when we try to prioritize things, there's a other thing that show up in our life that distract us from stay focused on the course. And it's very important to discipline your disappointment, because sometimes you try something to get work, but it didn't work. but we don't realize it takes time. Everything worthwhile in life, it takes time to build. It takes time to accumulate that wealth, or that success or finance. So it's very important that you focus on what move you forward in your journey. you know Even you have to wake up a little bit 1 hour earlier to get ready to do your business, or work on yourself, or exercise. Little things like that, I think it's important. It will add up to working for the good of whatever you try to achieve in life.
Mm.
So very important to focus on the small things that allow you to moving one step ahead, or just 1% better every day.
Do you know, Joe, you're making a lot of sense there. And when I've got this quote on my wall that, the Buckminster Fuller quote: "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete." And, obviously I see this quote every day. I think about it a lot. And whenever I think about, the initial aspect or the initial part of that, I always think, how do you change your thinking? Because sometimes you have to change your thinking first. It's your thinking that needs to change. Usually our thinking changes when we're presented with new evidence, or usually, I think in changes when we're presented with some kind of trigger event, maybe legislation changes by government and things like this, or things that happen in the environment. But when you're actively trying to change, it makes me think about that other phrase, doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result is the first kind of signs of insanity, or whatever it is. It's insane. And that's what we do. We do this. We think the same over again every day. We do the same actions over again every day, yet we expect a different result. And it is so, something's got to change. And I think that, you were saying, even if you need to get up an hour earlier so that you could, work on yourself, work on your mind, work on how you think, and that could be the difference in changing and not changing, in getting better and improving, or not getting better, or staying the same. And maybe you're okay where you're at. Maybe you're okay, with what you've got. And if that's fine. It's not for me to judge. But in my experience, we all want better. We all want, it's not, it's good to be grateful for what you've got and to be thankful for what you've got. But we don't have to settle for that. You can still want more. So, put in that practice of first things first. And I would definitely agree with you, Joey, to work on yourself first, work on your mindset, work on how you think, not how you think, but what you think, what you actually believe. Set goals, set strong goals, so that you can move towards something. If you're taking deliberate action, actually being deliberate in what you're doing to get you what it is that you want. And in fact, we've all experienced it. We've all done it before. Like everything that you've got in your life, you've got it because you wanted it. You got it, and you just went and got it. People don't buy the things that they need. They buy the things that make them feel good. Now, of course, you still buy things that you need, of course, but you buy things that make you feel good. This is why companies spend millions upon millions every year on marketing to attract you to them. So whether it's like even in our business, we chose certain colors in our business, because of what colors psychologically represent to people. And we chose them because we wanted to influence people in a certain way. And it works. It always works. Well, look, Joe, what is it that you do? Like, obviously, you're up at quarter to 5 in the morning. You're hitting the gym at 6 in the morning. You do things in a certain way, right, to get you the outcomes that you want. You're hitting the gym at 6 in the morning. You do things in a certain way, right, to get you the outcomes that you want. Is that me?
I just I'm trying, because the Facebook is delay, and when you're muted, I try to listen to the Facebook, and I just, if you can repeat, you just ask me a question, what things or something like that. Can you just repeat that, the question?
Hold on. I'm just actually watching it on LinkedIn to see what's going on. See if I can hear me. Hold on. And obviously there's a delay on LinkedIn as well, so I can't really hear. Look, good though.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now. No, that's
Yeah.
me. That's me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I can hear you now on the mainstream.
I'm back. I'm back, buddy. Have I gone again?
Yeah. Gone again?
Damn. I wonder if there's something I can do. I don't know if I can even. Can I? Can I end it and start it again? Can I do that? I don't even know if I can do that. Let me go out, and I'm going to take myself out, and I'm going to come back in, Joe. So just hold the fort for a moment. Talk about anything you want. Talk about. I don't know if you can hear me. It looks like you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Yeah. I can't hear you now. Are you muted? Hold on. Let me go out. I'm going to come back in.
Okay. I'll stay.
Now I'm back. Can you hear me now? No, obviously you can't hear me, right? Let me see. Is there something? No, kick from studio, ban from studio. Don't need to do that. Edit mic settings. Right, hold on a second. Mic volume. This is all for you. Like mine is. Let me have a look. You want to like it? I seem to be.
You want me to go out and come back again?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, no, I'm. It seems to be working fine for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put. So you leave and come back, and in the meantime, I'm gonna put on a video. Right? I'm gonna put on. I've got this video lined up. Become a master of your life, Bob Proctor. Right? And this video is only a short video. I'm just gonna put a little bit of it on. But it's worth a listen to. I'll put it on while we try and get these technical faults sorted out. All right. All right, everybody. I think you can hear me. I hope you can. Let me know your comments in the chat if you can or you can't. Who knows what's going on? I have no idea. But let's watch this bit of a video while we try and get this sorted out.
And welcome. My name is Bob Proctor. I got up this morning and I picked up my phone and I looked and I had a quote on it by Dr. Seuss. He said, "To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world." I read that and I looked at it and I read it again. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. And my mind went back, bang, like that, to 1961. I met a man, his name was Ray Stanford. Ray Stanford literally changed the direction of my life. I was a very lost soul. I was 26, only 2 months high school education, dumb jobs, factories, bars. And he said, "Bob, why don't you change the results you're getting?" He didn't know me real well, but he could see I was losing. And it never entered my mind I could change my results. He said, "Do you read anything?" I said, "No, I can't read." Now, that wasn't true. I could, but not well. I have since found out I read about as well as most people. The average person reads at about a grade 7 level. And from that point on, they never improve upon their skill of reading. He gave me this book, and he said,
This Black Friday, Mind Valley membership is 50% off for life. And when you get a Mind...
The author of this book, Napoleon Hill, spent his entire life studying 500 of the world's most accomplished individuals. And he put what he learned in this book. He said, I think it would be a prudent move on your part if you spent the rest of your life attempting to understand and apply what he wrote. Now, as strange as it may seem, that's exactly what I have done. From the time I was 26 until today, I'm 86. I have read that book every day, a little bit. I devoured it at first. See, I got a law stick around it because it's fallen apart. My assistant, Gina, who's worked with me now for 34 years, she wanted to take it and have it all rebound. And I said, oh, no, Gina, don't. The energy, don't change the energy of the book. Well, everything in my life changed so dramatically. I started cleaning an office, and all of a sudden I was cleaning offices in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, and London, England. I mean, over a 5-year period, my life changed like night and day. And I was living in England. I was earning over $1 million a year. And I was being very, very irresponsible. I'd go down to the Playboy Club on Park Lane and I'd play roulette. I didn't care if I lost because I knew where the money was. And one day it was like I had a euphoric experience. Something just stopped me in my tracks. And it was like a little voice in my head said, you're being totally irresponsible, Proctor. And I started to ask myself, how did this happen? How did I become so successful? Because I had struggled all my life up to the point I was 26.
Can you hear me now?
I'm on my mobile phone now, so hopefully it will work.
Okay, maybe that's the difference. Let me just get rid of this for a second. So hold on, I'll just change our view. That's better, right? So that's interesting what Bob was saying there. You know, he had this thought. This thought just came into his mind. And this is what I was talking about a moment ago when I was saying, you know, that quote, that Buckminster Fuller quote, you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, you have to build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. Yeah, how do you change your thinking, Joe? You know, when you're talking about, you know, putting first things first, you know, we have those daily habitual routines that we go through. We have the same thoughts. We carry out the same actions. Something has to get in the way of that, right? Something has to change. Something has to get in the way of that to change your thinking. And, you know, because if you change your thinking, you change your actions. You know, things change in that order. And when I suppose, you know, what's your thoughts on that? Because there's just so much in it. You know, because when you're trying to prioritize and do first things first, like, you know, it's a little bit like if I'm driving up to Dublin, you know, but I don't have enough fuel to get there. I have to stop. Do you know what I mean? Why do we do the things that we have to do? You know, like I could have been better prepared, couldn't I? I could have put petrol in the car today so that I don't have to do it tomorrow. It doesn't make me late, you know, things like this. So, you know, being prepared, doing first things first, you know, to get where you want to go in a timely fashion. And Bob's talking about making $1 million there. Like, it's, you know, like in my business, we've turned over millions over the years. You know, I don't get to keep it all because you have to pay it all out, you know, to people and everything else. But if I physically wanted to make $1 million in a year, it'd be very easy for me to do what you were suggesting, reverse engineer that, right? I want to make €1 million, right? I've got this that I'm going to retail or sell for this, or this service that I'm going to sell for this. You know, how many people do I need to get, you know, over the year? How many people do I need to get each day? What do I need to do? It's very easy to do that, you know? So, like, how do you get to do first things first, Joe?
Yeah, I go back to your first question in how do you, and that's related to how you can do first thing first, by reprogramming your mind. How, you know, because you asked the question, you know, how can we change our thinking, the way we're thinking? And, you know, first, I want to share a story when I'm back in high school. I think back in 1997 or 1996, the first time it was introduced to our college, I was still in high school at that time, it was introduced of this new subject, or it's called computer science or computer lesson. And I remember I was good at art, like industrial art. I was doing woodwork and metalwork, very successful on those area. But my dad was see something that he was look beyond the future, and he wanted me to encourage me to study computer lesson in school. And I remember the first year I was one of the pioneer of those students that on that college that we still introduced to computer. And I remember we only have a few computers in our school, and we were there try to learn about this kind of new technology that we are moving. Even though at that time was slowly 1990s, around 90s, I remember we studied the history of the computer generation, and it was come from a big box, like a generator, and from there you have a desktop, window come in, and look at now we have a most powerful tool in front of us, and you and I can communicate it, and this tool we carry with it in our hand, and that tool is more powerful than the first rocket that take the man to the moon, as Bob told us. And one thing I learned from that class is computer. It's a piece of hardware, but the us as the user or the programmer, we can write software and program that piece of hardware to give us some code, give us some application, some program for us to utilize it in a different area. And when I became a student of personal development, I learned that when we were growing up as a child from our parents, uh, we, we we were programmed by our environment, from our parents, our sibling, our surrounding, our community, whether it's from an island or growing up in the city or rural area or country area. We were programmed from that type of thing. For me, and I understand that to reprogram our mind the way we think, we have to format and erase. That's the word used in the computer lesson that we learned. To at that time we used floppy disk. If you can go back in time, I think there's more. Floppy disk was before the compact disk, which is the CD. And I remember to reprogram that disk, you have to delete, or is the term that we use is to format, which erase all the program there, and us student or the user or the master, we program the program. So to reprogram your mind, you have to reformat the way you think, erase the old data, and reprogram it. And I can use a analogy of a cup full of water. It's already been filled by our parents and our sibling and our environment. To reprogram our mind is like a cup. To reprogram our mind, we can't reprogram it if it's already full. So to do that, we have to empty the old content inside the cup and openly allow, or um, open-minded to add some more information to develop the way you think. So that's for me, and that's how when you understand that concept, you have to empty the old one. And just like the quote that you just see, you can't force something to. You have to create or develop a new ideas that override the old one and make the old one obsolete. And that's how you reprogram your mind. So for me, um, simple analogy is to empty what you already think. You have to uh, empty the old information and allow yourself to learn new information. A lot of people, they say about we can't work out the AI and how it works. You can, if you only allow yourself to empty and give yourself a permission to reprogram your mind with new ideas. Because in our professional, we have people that struggle with the AI, struggle with the internet. And, like we just did, we struggle to go through some technical problem, but we work something out because we are adept. We allow ourselves to adapt in a situation that come up like difficulty, IT, technical difficulty. We work something out, and as an entrepreneur, we always innovating. We always resourceful. We always try new things, and if it didn't work, try another things. If it didn't work, maybe plan to review and readjust and keep trying until it's we break through, make a big breakthrough. So I hope I add a little bit to your question, Mike.
Absolutely, Joe. Absolutely. In fact, I'm smiling because, like Kate and I have been together for more than 30 years, right?
Mm,
And when we were living in Manchester, we moved up to Manchester. I was working for, one of Europe's largest construction companies. Just become a site agent. It was a great time in my life. And Kate was going to university up in Manchester, and she had to buy a computer. And we went into the computer store, and the guy said, "Do you want a modem with that?" And Kate's reply was, "No, I'll never use the internet." And now that's all we do is use the internet. Do you know what I mean? And use AI and use modern technology, new technologies, and things like this. So, and in fact, around that same time, we were friendly with a couple, and she was selling space on the internet to
mm,
companies, like selling advertising. And we were like, like you could barely even get to the internet. You could barely even see the internet at that stage. Do you know what I mean? And we just thought that was hilarious that you were selling space on the internet. Like, how do you do that? Like it's crazy. And now all we do is buy ads on the internet and things like this, which is what that person was doing then. But now it's, back then it wasn't, like that's the existing reality back then was like our, interpretation of it was so crazy. And of course, the environment around us changes. And as the environment around you changes, you go with it. You have to be open-minded to it, right? But that's where you can actually, when you talk about when you do what you're talking about, you can
mm,
create your own environment, right?
mm,
You're creating the environment for you to move into it. You're creating your future. I say to quite a few people during the week, look, you can create your own economy. You literally can. You can create your own economy, and whether that's selling a product or selling a service. Like you don't just have to sell your time. And where most people, 96% of people are just selling their time, trading their time for money. They go, they get an education, and that education then allows them to be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever else, and you're able to, get paid handsomely. You can make a good living. In fact, who is it? Jim Rome says, you can make a good living, with a job,
mm,
but he also goes on to say that profits are better than wages, and you can earn more profits, you know, by doing something different, by creating your own economy. So,
mm,
like, there's no doubt that first things first is an interesting topic. What is the first thing you need to do? And first things first is it you've got to set a goal, you've got to make a plan, and then you've got to do things every day, you know, to create that or to turn that into a reality. Like I don't know, Joe, explain it to me. Explain it to me the way that you think about it.
yeah. The way I think about it is, what is the most important things? What Bob used to have a question for us is, what do you really really want? And everyone, what they really want is different from other people wants is different from myself. That's why if you don't really know or have a clarity of what you really want in life, uh, you like we talk about, it's like a ship that doesn't have a destination.
a ship that doesn't have a captain or crew to know where they're going, and they will be drifting. And I think that's the right word. You know, if you don't know what the right things or the first thing to do, you're gonna end up drifting and drifting and drifting. And what happened when you're drifting a lot? You're gonna start blaming. You're blaming yourself. You're blaming the company. You're blaming the product. You're blaming.
Stop bumping into shit, Joey.
And you know, for me, I try to stay on course by what you just share with us tonight. It's you know, what is the first thing that I really want in my life? And I think someone just asked me that question lately. There was a consultant, remember that the course, the branding course that we have that come with a free coaching consultant, 30 minutes. And I just open-minded just to, and the consultant asked me the question, what is really important to you in your life? And what is the first thing that you want to improve in your life? And I said three things. First is my health. I want to stay as healthy as I can, look healthy as I can, you know, move healthy as I can, do whatever healthy that I can. And the second thing is my family. You know, I want the same thing to my family. I want my family to be happy, healthy, and success in whatever they do. And the third thing for me is my financial. I have a lot of debt to pay, and I want to service them. And you know, those three things. When you understand what is very important to you, then you can able to start thinking in a certain way, thinking what can I achieve those three things: health, family, and finance. Health, family, and finance. You know, I know people, you know, will might be questioning like, what about your faith? What about it? For me, faith is always. I was born with faith, and I was raised in a faith background, and I will always have my faith with me. But the first thing that come to me is my health. My health, you know, my whether it's my physical health, financial health, professional health, um, and my family, and also the third one is the financial, because everyone need money to pay the bill, put food on the table, feed the family, and you know, money is one of the most important thing that we need in our nowadays. And like you said, you know, we accumulate a lot, but we don't keep them all, because we have to service other liability that we have in our business, our family, our household needs, even our car or vehicle take us to work every single day. You know, we need to service those kind of things. And money is a currency. It needs to be transacted. It needs to be exchanged. So, money is a good servant, but we are the master. And you know, you understand why you're doing things in life, to achieve the goal that you want. Then you start to prioritize it's first thing to you. For me, I know, and nowadays, as much as I can, I invest in my health. You know, I need to put the right fuel into my body. As I do as much activity I can. You know, moving activity that allow me to still exercise, or work out to improve the quality of my physical health. And also I spend time with my family. This weekend I spend time. I drive away from my home with my wife, just me and her. Go to the beach somewhere in the coast. Enjoy, have lunch together, watching the seagull, watching the ocean. And be in a different environment just to reconnect and refocus our purpose of becoming to become one, and a partner, a husband and a wife, a father and a mother. So things like that. That's the first thing is important to me, and that's the things that priority to me, because when those things are putting into the right place, I look for the third one, which is the financial side, and work hard on that, because I know I'm working full time on my job, which earn me a living, but I work part time on my business, which is allow me one day to have the fortune that I really want to, able to be free up my time, to have more time with my health, more time with my family, and more time to contribute in a way to the world that I really want.
Joey, listen, if you're watching live or on the replay, you'll see you can find Joey at Joey Unger on facebook.com/Joey Unger. And there you can see his CEO Weekly magazine, where he's on the front cover, and then if you click on that, it'll bring you to, the CEO Weekly website, where you can see an article that they've done on Joey, From Adversity to Advantage. Joey Maka Unger's inspiring story. He talks about a journey from struggle to personal growth, building a brand around health and wellness, connecting to like-minded people, the role of social media in building a community, overcoming challenges and continuing to grow, and a message of resilience and perseverance. And then, of course, the future, what Joey sees, happening in the future, in 2025. And you can join Joey on his 90-day run. So look, reach out to Joey. You can find him on Facebook at facebook.com/Joey Unger. And Joey is all about inspiring others to live better. So look, you can definitely go and find out more about Joey. He's a good guy. I wouldn't have him on here if he wasn't a good guy, for God's sake. Fucking hell, what's wrong with people? But anyway, look, Joe, you're doing an amazing job. You're making a difference in a lot of people's lives, for sure. There's no doubt about that. And I was able to see from the back end here in StreamYard that the reason why you didn't have any sound is, I think there's some low storage space or something like that. I think it's unable to connect properly, so that's what's going on. So thankfully it's not me, it's you. I'm happy about that, right?
I knew it's me, Mike, to be honest, because I'm an outside of entertaining area outside. It's nice and a little bit cooler outside compared to inside, because we about 38 degrees today, and we have a storm just after that. Thank God for that. So they just push away the heat, and I just sneak out with my laptop just to have some cool air and just enjoy sharing with you, and hopefully. And Mike, I have to say, I'm very grateful to have you in my journey and my life. You are one of the people that encouraged me. And I have to tell you, I follow your belief in me, because you're the one who keep telling me you will see big things in me. You will see me at the top. And when I first started in this journey, I have no idea about business. I have no idea about how to develop a team, how to be in the, doing podcasts and stuff like that. But you're the one who believe in me, and I have to be disclosed that I borrow your belief, and very grateful for the for the CEO Weekly for allow me to put my name out there to the world, and I'm starting using that to promote and hopefully allow me to have a conversation with people one-on-one, so that I can ask them what they really want. And hopefully when I connect with those people, I can see something with the product that we have and the vehicle that we have of the company that we partnership with, and maybe help them maybe with the physical health and the financial health. And I'm very, very grateful that and I share that in my journey, that when you say yes, tell the world, keep yourself accountable, and keep moving forward in life, and figure it out, because I have no idea. I still couldn't believe myself that a lot of people show up in my journey, including yourself, that help me, encourage me to keep moving forward and never give up, because the breakthrough is almost there. But just need to persist, keep going, and always look at the adversity as an advantage, and like
that's Joey. That's so true. Because that adversity that we all face, we're all challenged by things. And it's really, that adversity is for you to learn something. It's for you to go through to learn something. Now, if you keep having the same challenges over and over again, you're just not fucking learning anything. You know, that's why that's why it's happening to you again. So you can learn a lesson, you know, like Jesus, you know, like if you keep having the same problem over and over again, you know, you really haven't learned a lesson from it. And that's what adversity is there for. It's there to teach you something about you, to help improve your character, to build a stronger version of yourself, you know, because when you go through things, you know, sometimes to get through it, you just have to go through it. You have to learn from it. You have to physically learn from it, emotionally learn from it, you know, and to conquer it, you've got to learn a lesson. You've got to take a lesson away from it. You know, I've got a quote up here on my wall. It says, a clever person solves a problem, a wise person avoids it. You know, the truth is, you don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes you can just walk around it and say, hey, listen, I can kind of leave that for the time being. I don't need to do anything with that right now. And in fact, Joe, I'll be absolutely honest with you. Even in my business, you know, challenges, you know, people come to me all the time and they're saying, oh, I've got this problem, I've got that problem, oh, this is a problem, that's a problem. And I always say, look, just be patient. Just be patient, you know. And these things that are perceived to be problems, sometimes they just sort themselves out. They just go away. They coordinate and organize themselves, you know, and they're not problems at all. But we can turn things into problems. This is why when I do a call with Heather, you know Heather, she's a great girl, and I was talking to her about something the other week, and I was saying, for me, it's about moments and distractions. And it's what you do in those moments that are going to move you in a direction that you want to go in. And then there's going to be a distraction. There's always a distraction. There's always someone wanting a piece of you, pulling your time or something like this, you know, pulling you from where your focus over here to over there. And then it's about what happens in the next 5 minutes. You know, like if I get distracted, let's say that, you know, I'm focused on something, I'm doing something, and then someone distracts me and says, oh, Mike, we've got a problem over here. Can you come over here and look at it? And I'm like, right, okay, so I've got to go and deal with this distraction. And then it's what happens in that next 5 minutes. Does that distraction take me away for the rest of the day? Or am I able to come back and refocus on what it is that I'm trying to build, whether I'm trying to build an economy for myself, whether I'm trying to build a new platform for myself, whether I'm trying to do something to physically improve my life, to spiritually or mentally improve my life. You know, like it's the, you know, if I'm living my life and I'm living my life, right, the way that I want to do it, and I'm constantly being distracted and pulled away from it, you know, it's what happens in the next 5 minutes. So it's the moments when you're actually doing things, the distractions that are going to always come. And then it's what happens then after that. What happens in the next 5 minutes after that distraction, or during that distraction, or even in that moment. I guarantee, Joe, even if you think that you're sitting there and you're physically focused and mentally focused on what you're doing, to be able to keep your focus for more than 5 minutes without being distracted, without a thought being penetrated into your brain by a television, a radio, or your phone beeping or something like this, it's so difficult. It is, you know. So those moments that we have, you know, they're few and far between, Joe. Do you know what I mean? Because there's always a distraction. Even, you know, the dopamine hit that I get off my phone from scrolling through TikTok and whatever else, you know, and then the reminders that pop up on my phone to say, right, okay, you've got to read this SEO book, or you've got to read this other book, or you've got to read this other book, and everything else like this. That's why I love driving around in my car, right? Because I can put something on in my car. My car's like my university. I can listen to something, you know, and to be honest, is there distractions when you're driving? Of course there are. Do you know what I mean? There's other users, there's other drivers on the road. You know, my phone is still text messages, emails, and stuff like this. But of course, you know, you shouldn't really be answering text messages and emails when you're driving. So it's a great excuse not to do it. You know, you can't do it then, so you can carry on listening to your thing. But it's about moments, you know, distractions, whatever happens in the next 5 minutes. But getting back to first things first, you said it a couple of weeks back, Joe, and you know, and it's, to be honest, it's really, really smart. You know, every morning, every day when you wake up, you know, and this is what you've said, you get the opportunity to do it, to do it right again. And basically, You have a chance to beat what you did yesterday, to better yourself than what you did yesterday. Like even if yesterday was a great day, you don't want to repeat that day. You want to improve your results from that day. If you had good results yesterday, you don't want to sit on it. You don't want to kind of, now's not the time to sit back and, give yourself praise for what you did yesterday. Yesterday's gone. You've only got today now. Do you know you've got a chance to do better again. Imagine if today was a great day. Imagine if tomorrow was a better day. And the day after that was an even better day. And the day after that was an even better day. And the day after that was an even better day. Imagine you put together 7 days of great days where every day was an improvement on the day before. How quickly would your life turn around? Like if you were really focused on something. And even if it was about weight management, or weight loss or weight gain or muscle gain, or maybe your goal is just to drink more water. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you don't drink any water, and today you drink a glass of water, and tomorrow you drink 2 glasses of water, and 3 glasses of water the next day. You're just getting better at it, right? You're going to start feeling better inside. Yeah, absolutely. Do you know? So, like I was at the doctor's the other day, Joe, and my doctor's like, Mick, you need to change. You need to change. You drink far too much alcohol. You've got to stop drinking alcohol. You need to change. And I'm saying, why? And he says to me, mate, he says, look, just trust me. He says, I'm a doctor. You need a change. And I came out of the doctor's and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to change my doctor. I'm only joking, Joe. It's a joke.
Better way to change.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? I still get to change, but I get to keep doing what I want to do, right? And we all want to do what we want to do, but sometimes the things that we're doing to ourselves are hurting ourselves. So you have to think about those things too. Look, I'm not perfect. I'm not even close to being perfect. I used to say I'm perfect in my imperfect way. And then I realized by saying that, what I'm actually doing is I'm giving myself permission, to not be better. So I don't even say that anymore. The truth is, I always want better. I've always wanted better. But by saying that I'm perfect in my imperfect way, it's just allowing me to make an excuse for myself that it's okay for me to not be better. And that's wrong. I think I want to be better. Always want to be better. So I think first things first comes down to what you were talking about earlier on. You've got to work on yourself first. If you can work on yourself first, everything else changes. Everything changes around you, Joe. In fact, that little video that was on while we were sorting out a technical issue, Bob was talking about, this book, Think and Grow Rich. And he was saying, Ray, what's the guy's surname?
Raymond?
Yeah. He gave him that book and said, you want to spend the rest of your life studying this book. And that's all that Bob did. Bob, studied that book, changed his thinking, and went from being a bum to a millionaire, like from a tramp to triumphant. Do you know what I mean? And he did that by changing his mind, by changing how he thought. Now, is Bob anything special? No, he's not. All he did was change his thinking. And it's as simple as that, Joe. So when it comes to first things first, you've got to, if you really want to change, you've got to change your thinking. You've got to do what you were talking about, reprogramming. You've got to empty the cup so that you can put more information in it. And information is important, but it's not, I know people who know lots of things, but they don't do anything with that information.
Absolutely.
You've got to act on it. You've got to act on it, because if you act on it, like if you have a thought, if you have a feeling, if you have an emotion and you act on it, you're going to get some kind of outcome, aren't you? And that's what we want. We want outcomes. Your day is made up of outcomes, things that either worked for you or things that didn't work for you. And what you were talking about earlier on, which makes a lot of sense, that you plan, do, review, you get your outcomes. If it's not the outcome you want, you just readjust. And I imagine that you do this in the army too. You come up with a plan, you work that plan. If you get the outcome that you want, great. But you don't rest on that. You want to try and improve it at some stage or some way, and then if you don't get the outcome you want, you probably take it all apart and you do it again until you get the outcome that you want. There isn't failure. There's only a lesson in failure. to learn to do it in a better way. And that's why it's important. Do you know what I mean? That when you get knocked down, that you get up, you brush yourself off, and you go at it again. You come at it from a different approach until you get the outcome that you want. So first things first for me, it has to start with your mind, Joe. That's where I'm at with that. What do you think?
Absolutely, Mike, and I can't agree more for that, because I believe, it's who you are. It's what you think about all day. It's who you become. And I just add on to that. It's you start with yourself, and part of start with yourself with your mind, the way you think about yourself, the way you think about your health, the way you think about your relationship with yourself and others. And if you do that, you and I believe that anyone can do anything they want in life if they have
Hold
the
on,
right.
Joe. Hold on, Joe. I want to stop you there because you hit on something that we've never talked about, and that's that relationship with yourself. That is a big deal. Like that just came out of your mouth like it was not like it was a normal thing. I don't think that the majority of us think about that relationship with ourselves. We just think that, oh, I am me. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? You know, but you're talking about something different, and
Yeah.
that you're gonna have to get into that, Joe. I don't think I can let you off without you getting into that, because you can't just throw that out there, because people will be like scratching the fucking heads. Do you know what I mean? So come on, let me hear about that.
It's funny because today I woke up. I feel fresh because I came back from a long driving yesterday with my wife, and I ended up doing some work on my business. And I did some a long one last night in the middle of midnight. And maybe I was excited because it was 1st of December here in Australia. And I did a live, and I share, what my experience, what I learned, and also the books that make an impact in myself, and share with whoever was watching. And then I realized, today, I woke up and I decided that I will have to go and work on my garden, our garden, and then mow the lawn, weed the grass, the garden, because it's like myself. Our home is the first thing that the people will attract to the people that come to our home is the garden, and it's like a dress for our home. So when I was doing that, it come to me. It's like myself, my relationship with myself. If I look at myself as like a garden, I plant the seed, and I have to water the seed, and I have to make sure that the weed doesn't grow creeping in and suffocate the good flower that I want to produce in myself. And that's how I look at myself. If you want to build a relationship with yourself, you know, imagine yourself as a garden. Your body is a garden, and you have to nourish that. Eat the nutrition, the food that give you the maximum or the optimal performance that you can do, or the way you look. And we have that product with us, and I take that daily because I want to be the product of the product. And I'm very grateful that we are in a great partnership with a great company. We have a great product that allow us to look younger, even though our age is already past, the the certain age level. But I still have the energy, still have the clarity from the adoptogen, and also the good nutrition and food that we put in our body. Keeping a relationship with yourself is like, even we wake up in the morning, you make your bed, you do your morning routine, you brush your teeth, you shave, and you dress up. It's the quality of the life that you want to present to the world. You show up, and you want, and how people want to see you. It's kind of like, that's why you keep your relationship with, because people will attract to you when you have the right relationship with you. And that's how I think, even my spouse was attracting to me, because she was attracted to me because I was have a good relationship with myself. I was feeling good. I was smiling to myself, knowing that I am God's highest form of creation. I am a reflection of His love to me. I'm a reflector, the connector of His love to the other people too. So having that kind of mindset, coming back to your point of first thing first, is so true to me. If you don't have the right mindset to start your day with, it's hard to moving forward. It's hard to get things done because you don't have the right mindset. You can have all the information, like you said, Mike, but if you don't apply that and do it so that you can achieve the result, you can see the result. And sometimes the result that you will get at first, it doesn't fully reflect what you really want, but you have planned and do it and review it, and you said, okay, I'll adjust the way I approach this problem, or I address the way I look. And it's so true what you said before. In life, we don't fail, but in life we either win or we learn something in life. And that kind of mindset that a lot keep turning up every single Sunday and keep sharing the love, sharing the information that make an impact in our journey, and hopefully it will touch a lot of lives one day and allow people to look up a little bit better.
Well, there's no doubt. And of course, Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, tried 10,000 times. And when somebody asked him, why did you try, why did you try so many times? He said, well, I found 9,999 times that didn't work. I only needed to find one that did, and that's it. And that's all we're doing. We're trying to find that, that thing that works for us, and that thing is out there for you too. Do you know what I mean? That thing that works for you. But Joey, you're nailing it on the head this week, right? You've got to get your thinking right first. You've got to get you right first. Like, I always find it funny, when people have a problem. They have a problem with their job. They have a problem with everybody. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's annoying. Do you know? And they want everybody else to change, for them to feel better. That is absolute lunacy. Like, if you want to feel better, start thinking better. That change comes from inside of you first. Like, it's not my job to help you feel better. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's my job to help me feel better. Like, I'm the expert in me, but if my expertise is in negative thinking, how am I going to think? How am I going to feel? So, Joey, we're going to get your final thoughts, and then we'll put the video on that I screwed up at the beginning with all my technical difficulties. I'll take the blame for it, Joe. Even though everybody knows it was your fault, I'm going to pretend it's mine, right? So we'll get Joey's final thoughts. Hold on a second. I need to edit this. Joey's final thoughts, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. I just need to change something here. Listen. Okay. Hold on, what am I doing? Right, far away. Joey's final thoughts. Let's hear what Joey's got to say. We'll love listening to Joey. Come on.
Thanks, Mike. First thing first, we touch a lot of and share a lot of values this week. And, if you listen to this or if you're watching this later or now or later, we just want you to know that we are really, really proud of you. We hope that the seed that we planted, it will help you in your journey, help you to look up a little bit better, help you to to pay it forward to other people too. And first thing first, like my good friend Mike, excuse me, always start with your mind, the way you think, the way you look at things, the perspective that you have. And it takes time to have the right thinking, and sometimes you have to empty the cup, empty your mind, and refill with the right information, right thinking, right image. Because when you have the right image, you will see clearly the other people. You will see clearly about yourself. You will see clearly about your what you want to achieve, your goals, and it will give you the passion, the drive to move forward, no matter what distraction that in front of you or left or hand or in the right hand side of you. In life, we have to make a choice and we have to make decision. And if you have to make a decision, just say yes. Tell the world and figure it out. Hold yourself accountable, because in life, we either gonna be winning or we learn something in life. There's no failure, because in life, there's no bad experience or good experience or learning experience. And tonight, try to think about what you really, really want in life. That's the first thing. In our sharing, we share about one of the first things that we want in our life is our health. And that's why we partnership with a great company that promote health and wellness, and also a vehicle that allow us to have the financial health in our journey. So we are so happy, so grateful that we have the opportunity to share with you and plant with you a seed that whatever you do in life, have the right intention, the right attitude, that you do it for yourself so that you're able to help others do it the same to other people. So this is our episode for this week, number 75. We're so happy, we're so grateful because of you. And we're showing up tonight because we want to improve ourselves. We want to hold ourselves accountable. We want to improve ourselves, our mindset. And we also want you to experience the same thing that we experience. But not only that, also share with other people. So if you do like it, if you do love what we do, please do not keep it to yourself. Share it with others, share the love, and also pay it forward to other people, because you never know, the little seed that you plant, it will allow other people to grow a big tree, and that big tree will become a bear fruit one day, and that fruit will be able to help a few people or many people in our journey. We love you all. This is Joy Makaunga here from Sydney, Australia, and Mike McKillen all the way from the Republic of Ireland. We love you all. We'll see you next time.
And don't forget, do what Joey says. Share the love, right? You got to share that love. See you next week, guys.
You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Now, do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now, all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your step. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.